Konnichiwa. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Nihongo Master podcast. It's Azra, your host, and we're bringing you yet another fundamental, everyday Japanese grammar point this week. And as you've read the title, we're going to break down the way to say from, until in Japanese. This is going to be an easy episode, so you're only going to have to spare me a couple of minutes at max. That's how long it usually takes for any Study Saturday episode. And if you don't know what that is, the Study Saturday language series is where we break down Japanese language and grammar points in a fun and easy way. These bite-sized language learning episodes are formatted just like the Nihongo Master online learning system, where we start out by explaining the grammar point, exemplify them with a few role-playing scenarios, and then wrapping it up with a list of vocabulary words we just learned. Are we ready to get into this one? So to say from, until in Japanese, it's actually not really a grammar point. Technically, we'll be using two particles for this, kara and made. If you want to know more about Japanese particles, stay tuned to our next Study Saturday episode where we'll look at various particles in the Japanese language. Now, kara can be translated to from. This particle indicates the source of an object or action. It basically marks the starting point of something. You can use it for locations and order. Let's look at the basic format for this particle. Subject plus kara plus verb. So that's verb from subject. Kara can also be used to talk about time, and in that context, it translates to since. Shall we have an example? Let's translate this sentence into Japanese. I came from school. Now the verb to come from, in this context, we use the word kaeru, and its informal past tense is kaetta. The subject, which is school, is gakko. If you line it up using the format, we'll have gakko kara kaetta. Kara has a few other usages, but we'll cover those in the Japanese particles episode. Now, let's take a look at made. In contrast to the previous particle, this is usually used to show the extent of an action or period of time. It can be translated as until. Here's the general format of this particle. Subject plus made plus verb. So that translates to verb until subject. Let's have an example by translating this sentence. I'll sleep until daytime. The subject is daytime, and in Japanese it's hiru. And to sleep, the action is neru. If we use the format that I mentioned before, to line it up, we'll get this sentence. Hiru made neru. Simple, right? From these two examples, kara and made don't have to be used together. They can be used separately. Now, if you combine the two particles, it'll say to do something from one point until the other. The format will be subject 1 plus kara plus subject 2 plus made plus action. This translates to action from subject 1 until subject 2. Got it? Let's try to say I walk from my house to work. Subject 1 is my house, which is ie. Subject 2 is work, which is shigoto. And the action is to walk, which is aruku. Now let's use our format. Ie kara shigoto made aruku. Simple, right? Let's have another example, but with time instead. Similarly, the subject 1 and 2 are just replaced with time. Let's say this. I went shopping from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 8 a.m. is hachiji, and 6 p.m. is juhachiji. Went shopping is kaimono ni itta. Now, the sentence we get is 8時から18時まで買い物に行った. And there you have it. A simple way to say from, until in Japanese using just two particles. Let's recap quickly, shall we? Kara can be translated to from or since, marking the starting point of something. Made is usually used to show the extent of an action or period of time and can be translated as until. Combine the two particles together and you get to say to do something from one point until the other. We're moving on to our next section, where we have two role-playing scenarios using the new grammar, or particles, we just learned so you get accustomed to its usage. The first one is a conversation between two best friends, Sasha and Reina, talking about their weekends. あ、おはようレイナちゃん。元気？週末はどう？ サシャ、おはよう。元気元気ありがとう。サシャは私の週末はね、よかった。土曜日に12時から18時まで本を読んだよ。昨日は外に出たかったけど、雨が降っていた。
そうだね。大丈夫？今週、東京から青森まで晴れだよ。
そういいね。あ、サシャの週末は何したの？
土曜日と昨日両方でバイトだよ。朝から夜まで働いたよ。今疲れた。
大変。バイトはサシャの家から遠いか？
いや、私の家からバイトまで電車で5分だけだよ。
あ、めっちゃ近い。それはいいね。Now let's have a listen at the English translation.
Good morning, Reina-chan. How are you? How was your weekend?
Sasha, good morning. I'm good, thank you. How about you, Sasha? My weekend was good. On Saturday, I read my book from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Yesterday, I wanted to go out, but it was raining.
Ah, that's right. It's okay. This week it's sunny from Tokyo to Aomori.
Really? That's good. Ah, how was your weekend, Sasha? What did you do?
Both Saturday and yesterday I had my part-time job. I worked from morning till night. Now I'm so tired.
That's tough. Is your workplace far from your home?
No, it takes 5 minutes by train from my house to my workplace.
Ah, that's so close. That's good then. Moving on to our next role-playing scenario, we have colleagues Bob and Yumi talking about a work delivery.
ボブさん、今日は仕事に少し遅れていますね。大丈夫ですか？
ユミさん、遅くなってごめんなさい。大丈夫ですよ。遅れているので20時まで働きます。
いや、それは必要ありませんよ。でも、何か手伝ってくれませんか？
はい、何ですか？
この書類を中国の事務所に届けなければなりませんが、私のために配達してもらえますか？ここからあそこまで電車で行くなら1時間だけかかりますよ。
はい、もちろんです。今行きますか？
いつでも行けますけど、その事務所は15時まで働いますよ。
はいはい。はい、わかりました。すぐ行きます。
Now, we have 3 quiz questions for you to challenge yourself with. First question. Bob was late for work, so what did he want to do to make up for that? Second question. What did Yumi ask Bob's help for? Third question. How long does it take to get to the office in Chuo Ward? Answer check. The first question's answer is, he said he'll work until 8 p.m. The second question's answer is, Yumi asked if Bob could help deliver the document to the Chuo Ward office for her. The third question's answer is, it takes an hour on the train to get there. Let's wrap it up with a quick vocab recap. 学校 school. 帰る to go back. 昼 daytime. 寝る to sleep. 家 house. 仕事 work. 歩く to walk. G counter for time. Add the number before G to say o'clock, like Hachiji is 8 o'clock. Oftentimes in Japan, they use the 24-hour clock instead of a 12-hour clock. 買い物に行く to go shopping. 元気 healthy or well. おはよう good morning. 週末 weekend. 土曜日 Saturday. 本 book. 読む to read. 昨日 yesterday. 外 outside. 雨が降る to rain. 今週 this week. 晴れ sunny. 両方 both. バイト short for アルバイト to mean part-time job. Hataraku, to work. Tsukareru, to feel tired. Taihen, tough. Toi, far. Chikai, near. Densha, train. Okureru, to be late. Osoku, late. Hitsuyo ga nai, there's no need. We looked at this grammar point in Season 4, Episode 2. Tetsudao, to help. Jimusho, office. Todokeru, to deliver. Haitatsu suru, another way to say to deliver. Kakaru, to take or time. Sugu, right away. So now you're definitely a pro at making sentences using from and until, whether together or on their own. Now answer this. Itsu kara Nihongo o manabimashita ka? Send us your answers in the comment section on our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, if you're interested in similar bite-sized grammar pointers, head over to the Nihongo Master blog for more. And if you're keen on picking up some more Japanese for yourself, pop onto our official website, nihongomaster.com, to learn more about our interactive online learning system. At Nihongo Master, we offer efficient Japanese lessons that are quick, easy, and fun for Japanese language learners of all levels, from beginners to advanced. Our smart tools will assist you in areas where you need a bit of a push and congratulate you on the ones you aced. Get a subscription today and get a head start on your Nihongo journey with Nihongo Master. Thanks so much for listening in. Join me next time, where I'll be looking at another interesting part of the Japanese language. Mata ne!